Okay, so NXT Takeover Phoenix has come to the conclusion, and wow, just wow. I was doing a live stream reaction on it, and basically, very few people showed up, and I was like, I'm just gonna end it off since nobody's gonna come in. And basically, the main question would be like, can you show us the TV? Um, Newsflash, or not newsflash, but just a reminder on any upcoming live reactions in the future, I will not show my TV because of copyright reasons that I could potentially get a strike. And the last thing I need is to get a strike and possibly be suspended on YouTube. So that's it for a future basis. What I will do is I will be talking about the NXT Takeover Phoenix and any pay per view that happens um, after the events. I'm not going to talk about Raw and SmackDown weekly basis. Only the pay per views. The pay per views is the main focus on there. Unless if anything crazy happens on Raw and SmackDown, then I will talk about it. But takeovers and pay-per-views I will be talking about right afterwards. So that's going to be the new thing. Thanks to you guys for the 500 subscribers. Okay, so here it is. So we have the match card. We have the NXT Tag Team Championships with War Raiders versus Undisputed Era, and Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. NXT North American Championship, Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano. A fourth match was Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. And the main event, Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship. I would rate 3 out of 4 matches a 7-star match. All right, so let's focus. Let's focus now on NXT Tag Team Championships now. So it's the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era. Um, it was that's basically a 7-star match. Like, holy crap. Like, did they go at it? Both teams put all their hard work and soul into that match. And basically it involves heavy lifting on their own teammates only to throw them right over to their opposing side. And as you thought that the Undisputed Era used their finisher on Hanson, the big huge guy with the longest beard in the world, he kicks out of that finisher. And as a result, War Raiders use their finisher 1, 2, 3, and they are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to the War Raiders. Brilliant match. It was a great match. Then we have Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. That one I wasn't really too excited for because I've seen it a couple of times, especially on NXT TV, and I like the match. It's just that it's just I wasn't. This is just for me. So I wasn't too excited for that match, to be honest with you. But Matt Riddle, 3-0 against Cassius Ohno. He made a tap out twice. Can you believe it? Tapped out twice, and all he was doing was elbowing his head numerous times. Then with the third match, this was my favorite match of the night. Actually, second favorite. So NXT North American Championship, we have Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling or Johnny Failure. That match basically stole the show. Both competitors went at each other for about maybe a half hour, maybe at the very least. But oh my god, I loved every moment of that match. Johnny Gargano started his dark side. Basically, they went brawl with each other. They gave it their all, and they just kept on fighting, and it was awesome. And the finish, both of the actually no, Gargano used his finisher once. Ricochet kicked out of that one. Ricochet yet to use his finisher and couldn't do so. As you think Johnny Gargano won on the first finisher, he pulls out the carpet on for the concrete floor, so that way in later that match he could use it against Ricochet. And he did just that. And before he used finisher the second time. You can read his lips saying this: I won. And then he used that finisher. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, Johnny Gargano is a North American Championship. And I was hyped. He's my favorite superstar of NXT. My favorite. And he won the championship. Why can't my favorite superstars on WWE roster do that? I guess there is hope after all. That was a brilliant match. Everything about it was awesome. Then we have NXT Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler. Now, I already knew who was going to win, but this is what NXT does. It keeps me second guessing because, yeah, Bianca Belair was undefeated. I may have spoiled right there, so I might want to keep that in check. She basically tries to kick out the chokehold. That's Shayna Baszler's finisher. Kicked out of that one. Bianca Belair, as the referee was knocked out, she used her finisher. But there's no referee, so she couldn't win the championship. I think more importantly, her undefeated streak. Both things went on jeopardy for that lady. Undefeated streak on the line and a championship on the line. And she got caught in the chokehold, and every ounce of energy she had on that from that chokehold, she was able to power out of it once. She almost done it a second time, but she fades, and Shayna Baszler retains her championship. Bianca Belair's undefeated streak is over, and she still has yet to be a champion. Oh, I felt bad for her. I felt so bad for her. She deserves a lot more down there. Finally, the main event, which I could not wait to talk about. Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black. Basically, the match goes like this. Tommaso Ciampa injures Aleister Black's leg, the left leg, where he can balance himself with a black mass, which is his finisher. Then Tommaso Ciampa takes over for a little while, and then Black comes back in, and then they went back and forth. And like Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa on a one fairy tale finisher. You know where when you hold the shoulders and you lift them up, and that's his finisher. Black kicks out on that finisher the one time. Then Then Ciampa comes out and pulls the carpet. Black comes out, jumps, and then double knee stomp into the concrete floor on Ciampa. And afterwards, he connected a black mass on Tommaso Ciampa, but he couldn't make the cover because by the time he got to Tommaso Ciampa already had his shoulder up, so he couldn't make the cover. He couldn't. And he tries it again. Again, either his knee gave out, or Tommaso Ciampa just simply countered. That's how good he is. And he did that rope DDT, and then he did a fairy tale ending again. He kicked out of it not once, but twice. And it gets even crazier. Tommaso Ciampa does the fairy tale ending again. That's the third time. And he didn't cover because he was going to go for the fourth time. Just before he got over to the fourth time, Aleister Black tries to hit him with the black mass, but unfortunately his left knee gave out. And as a result, Tommaso Ciampa gave him a fairy tale ending for the fourth time. Fourth time in that main event. Counted 1, 2, 3, and he retains the championship. Oh, that match just gave me that chills just for watching it. And the ending is very shocking. Very shocking because by the time he goes to the locker room, here comes Johnny Gargano with his North American Championship. And both of them raise the belts on the stand. So this leads to the question. What now? I can't wait for Wednesday, because that's where usually NXT TV's on. Oh my God, could we actually see a reunion of DIY in a heel faction? Could that actually be the case? Because if that's the case, oh my God, NXT is gonna be great again. Not that it wasn't great. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic. It's better than SmackDown, and it's certainly better than Raw. Oh, and you know what? Great night. Great night. And that is basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I should have suggested spoilers. If you didn't want to watch it, I would suggest you leave the video, but it was already too late. I'll put that in the title. Anyway, that is it. This is Mirror TV. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow, there's gonna be a game video on Twitch, and just like I did for NXT Takeover Phoenix, I'll be doing my recap of the Royal Rumble 2019, and stay tuned for that, because my favorite wrestler is on a championship match against Brock Lesnar of all people. So yeah, that is it. This is Mirror TV and signing out. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Goodbye.